Welcome once again. This is News Tonight at 8. My name is Patricia Lukoma Mpango, and of course Yusuf Senyamo is already with us there on sign language. But first though, let's look at the top stories. The 2024 Senior 6 results have been released with 98% qualifying for A-level certificates. UMI holds 22nd graduation ceremony. Graduates urged to make impactful innovations. Parliament approves 4.2 trillion shillings parliamentary budget. And lastly, UPDF to investigate alleged assault on journalists in Kawempe by-election. And into the bulletin. President Yoweri Museveni has met with opposition leaders from Acholi, with both sides agreeing to put aside political differences and work together to tackle poverty and drive socio-economic transformation in the sub-region. The meeting marked a turning point as the members of parliament representing different political affiliations expressed their commitment to collaborate with the government for the betterment of Acholi. During the meeting at State House in Entebbe, President Museveni reflected on Uganda's historical challenges, emphasizing that unity and a shared vision are essential for sustainable development. President Museveni also traced the roots of the country's political instability back to 1961, which is not the case currently under the NRM government. He pointed out that the first mistake was made by Uganda People's Congress when it misled the Buganda Kingdom leadership by making promises that fueled tribal politics instead of promoting national unity. The opposition leaders, led by Honorable Kino Jara, the Member of Parliament for Chua West County and member of the Forum for Democratic Change FDC, while presenting their memorandum, emphasized their commitment to putting aside political differences and working collectively for the betterment of Acholi sub-region. Honorable Jara revealed that 10 opposition members of Parliament from Acholi have formed a platform dubbed Operation Harmony, a collective effort to put aside political differences and work together for the betterment of their people. Now, the Minister of Education and Sports, Janet Museveni, has stressed the need for higher education institutions to urgently review their respective curriculum to be able to accommodate students taught under the competence-based curriculum. She was officiating the release of the examinations at State House, Nakasero, Kampala.
Yes.
Uganda National Examinations Board and Ministry of Education and Sports have released the 2024 Uganda Advanced Certificate of Education Examinations. According to the results, candidates who appeared for the examinations were 140,888 compared to 109,486 who sat in 2023, registering an increase in candidature of 31,402, that is 28.7%. The Minister for Education and Sports, Janet Museveni, said it is important that the increase in candidature is scientifically and logically explained to enable government to know the good efforts that need to be made better and also do away with investments that are of little to no value in secondary education. She urged higher education institutions to review their respective curricula for initial teaching and learning now that the A-level curriculum has been aligned to the lower secondary curriculum by making it competency-based.
Mismatch where universities continue to graduate teachers who cannot utilize competence-based
and learner-centered curricula is undesirable. Therefore, for this mismatch to be cured in the universities and higher education institutions, the academic staff who train the teachers must also realign their learning delivery methods to become competence-based and learner-centered. You have heard the executive director of UNEB say that the 2024 USCE examination revealed that learners struggled with relating the concepts they are learning in sciences with what happens in the student's everyday life. This problem was not only observed in the science subjects, but also the humanities, such as economics and entrepreneurship. These shortcomings that UNEB has ably pointed out are exactly what the government is attempting to cure by embarking on reforms in the teaching profession and curricula for secondary education. In other words, curricular reforms that the Ministry of Education and Sports introduced at O-level in 2020 have a direct effect on the curricula used in higher education to train students pursuing a career in the teaching profession in Uganda.
Results indicate that female candidates performed proportionally better than their male counterparts. Their percentage passes at upper levels, Principal Pass 3 and 2, are higher. The performance in large entry principal level subjects indicate that at Principal Pass level A to E, there is improvements in economics, literature in English, physics and biology.
When we look at history, for females, at least 7.9% got A. This compares to 7.0 for the males. And overall, those that got principal passes, for females, we have 93.3 against 90.2 for the males. History, for instance, 7.5% of all the candidates got A. And then 91.9% of the candidates passed with a principal pass, E and above. And then if you take those that also passed with a subsidiary level pass, we have a pass rate of 98.7. In history, for example, inadequate critical thinking skills limited the candidate's ability to analyze historical views. The National Constitution is a major reference material in one of the papers in the subject of history. And the candidates who offered this paper exhibited very limited exposure to the Constitution.
The Executive Director, Uganda National Examinations Board, Daniel Dong, says a very high percentage of candidates qualified for the award of the USCE certificate, just as was in 2023. Under the current regulations, a candidate requires a subsidiary level pass in a principal level subject to qualify. The
4 level passes as a minimum requirement. And Mama, if this consideration is maintained, 92,273 or 65.5% will qualify to be admitted, compared to 80,816, that is 73.8% in 2023. The pass levels are considered, Mama, for admission to other tertiary institutions. Then we have 121,506 or 86.2% of our candidates who will qualify for admission.
The chairperson, Uganda National Examinations Board, Professor Celestino Obua, said although the numbers of candidates offering STEM subjects has continued to increase, the numbers are still below those offering humanities. Yet sciences are needed to spur Uganda's technological progress.
Efforts must therefore be made to increase the numbers of students offering mathematics and sciences to create the pool from which tertiary institutions can select students for the various science programs. One of the ways, Mama, is to continue to improve on the past levels, which is being implemented by improving adequacy of science teaching and learning materials in many of our schools.
Our children now know and are quite involved. So that's why we see this trend that is coming up and continuing. Nonetheless, we still recognize that there is still room for improvement in learner performance, in sciences and mathematics. Best practices in STEM education point us to the fact that the way sciences and mathematics are taught needs to change. This change starts with the teacher changing his or her attitude toward STEM and how it ought to be taught.
According to UNEP, cases of malpractice have remained low at this level, and in this exam, cases were reported from 38 centers out of the 2,255 centers. Some of the observations from examiners include poor syllabus coverage, which was evidenced by poor responses to questions from several topics by candidates from many centers. Geography is one of the subjects with a decline in performance. I'm Nafka Farida and Abdunasir Lukoma in Kampala.
Now, the Internal Security Organization budget has been enhanced as the fight against wetland encroachment gains momentum. Parliament this week approved 3.2 billion shillings supplementary to ESO under State House vote to aid the fight against wetland encroachment. This is part of the 4.2 trillion budget 2 trillion budget approved by Parliament in the third supplementary budget for financial year 2024-2025.
This week, lawmakers approved the third supplementary budget for the financial year 2024-2025 of 4.2 trillion shillings.
As the president of CAF.
The funds have been allocated to various government commitments, including outstanding certificates for road construction, companies, security-related expenditures, and the completion of Hoima Stadium. Over 257 billion was secured for construction of Hoima Stadium and Akibua Stadium, and 60 billion for the rollout of anti-tick vaccines under the National Agriculture Research Organization.
This will enable NARO to roll out the anti-tick vaccine, after which the facility will be self-sustainable. NARO has completed the clinical trials of the vaccine, and it has been proven to be 95% effective. This supplementary will enable the production and distribution of 20 million doses of the vaccine.
Presenting the report of the Budget Committee of Parliament, Shema Municipality MP Dickson Kateshumbwa presented the budget estimates where State House secured 3.2 billion to Internal Security Organization to aid the campaign against citizens who abuse wetlands.
The committee recommends approval of 8.967 billion to vote 002 State House.
Chira Municipality MP Ibrahim Semujunganda presented a minority report objecting the increase of the State House budget.
In January, about a month ago, State House came back to Parliament requesting to increase its budget by 234.75 billion for classified expenditure. You obedient MPs approved it, bringing total State House budget for this financial year to 686.6 billion. They have come back again with another request of 367 billion, which, if you approve, will bring State House 2024-25 financial year's budget to 1 trillion, even before the year has ended. If you divide this money by the number of days in a year, it means the country is spending 2.8 billion on the residence of our dear president and his dear wife daily.
If you look at what my colleague had previously submitted here, it also brings in the accounting officer here in question, and at the same time is lumping it to the head of state as a person. Because, for instance, Madam Speaker, he clearly gives a day, a minute, a second. These figures cannot it cannot be accepted and quoted to the head of state.
Wetland protection is part of the guidance of President Yoweri Museveni, and the supplementary budget channeled to ISO is not a coincidence in the fight against wetland encroachment. The current financial year, 2024-2025, is running through a budget of 72.137 trillion, of which the 3 approved rounds of supplementary budgets raised the budget to over 74 trillion shillings. The budget of 186 billion requested as classified budget under the Ministry of Defence and Veteran Affairs also caused back-to-back reactions.
The committee recommends approval of 186 billion to vote 004, Ministry of Defence and Veteran Affairs.
Honourable members, you also need to take note that classified expenditure has become the code for siphoning taxpayers' money.
Is the Honourable Semuju Nganda procedurally right to continue misleading and giving irrelevant report which does not conform to the decorum is discussed? Is it procedurally right?
The Minister of State for Finance, Planning and Economic Development, Henry Musasizi, presented the budget to the House.
35.2 billion for vehicles for local political leaders, including district chairpersons, city and municipal mayors.
Lydia Chomkama and Gloria Gutabinji, Parliament.
Now into the graduation, Uganda Management Institute, UMI, has graduated a total of 3,294 students in various qualifications, including ordinary diplomas, postgraduate diplomas, PhDs, master's degrees, at its 22nd graduation ceremony held at its Kampala branch. Let's hear more.
The Uganda Management Institute Kampala's 22nd graduation ceremony has seen a total of 3,294 graduates earning awards of ordinary diplomas, postgraduate diplomas, PhDs and master's degrees.
We are very proud of you, and we are very hopeful that you are going to cause a very positive impact to our country.
The ceremony was graced by the Deputy Speaker, who highlighted the need for graduates to focus on research that will contribute to the country's economic growth.
But we now need research from you that is going to support our strategy as a government. We have a 10-fold growth strategy where we want to grow our economy from $55 billion to $500 billion by 2040. Your research must be aligned with the national interests of the government and the country and the future plans of this country.
The Institute's Chancellor, Justice Bart Katurebe, reiterated the importance of maintaining integrity in the workplace, encouraging the graduates to confront challenges with dedication and a sense of responsibility.
Congratulate all those persons whose names have been read on being awarded the postgraduate diploma in information technology of Uganda Management Institute.
Graduates re-echoed the joyous sentiments of this academic milestone, including Godfrey Kabyanga, the Minister of State for ICT and National Guidance, who expressed his pride in reaching this academic milestone.
Here, particularly me, and I think most of these students come from very humble backgrounds, and the only thing that has brought us here is education. It's not necessarily getting masters, but it is education at any level. It can be vacation education, it can be sexual education as this one which we are doing, but you must acquire some skill, you must acquire some knowledge.
We are now part of the global village. The decisions we make, the actions we take do not only influence our immediate neighbors, but they influence the entire world.
This helps the institution to actually develop more, to actually articulate and advocate, and helps us to lobby for things that are relevant and necessary for UBC.
Great. I want to thank everyone who has supported me. my fellow residents in Chebando, Salo. Please don't look at the money when you're investing in education. Always look at the goal. Opportunities will always find you when you're prepared.
I feel really happy for this achievement, and I dedicate it to the young people there and all the people that let's contribute to building our nation.
Now, with a master's in management studies, that means we are able to do much more than we've been doing. So we are ready to go out and serve our nation and our country.
The event also saw many of our own UBC staff celebrate their achievements as they too marked significant education milestones. Cayenne Faith, Stephen Kalisia for UBC.
Congratulations to you all. Now, relatedly, a number of Uganda Broadcasting Corporation staff have graduated with postgraduate qualifications at Uganda Management Institute, UMI. They shared milestones, insights on what this achievement means for their personal career.
Viva!
Viva! 11 staff of Uganda Broadcasting Corporation have graduated at the Uganda Management Institute with postgraduate degrees and diplomas. The Director Finance and Administration at the corporation, Dr. Peter Kagwa, graduated at the institute and urged staff of UBC who wish to further their education to do so for the good of the corporation and their own.
That many of them have gone back to school, depending on their levels, and they have appealed to the call for capacity building. We now have a number of PhDs in the organization, masters, degrees, and the professional courses, and what have you.
A lecturer at Uganda Management Institute, Dr. Michael Galukande Chiganda, asserted that the work world requires relevant skills and competitive staff.
And that transition we are talking about taking place in UBC came after realizing that actually UBC can be a business. And when you started focusing on making money, the requirements of making money required to be perfect in the market, efficient and well organized.
In spite of earning low wages, journalists and communications professionals are advised to strive and aim at higher degrees in order to be armed with knowledge and accreditation and to get more fulfilling job opportunities on the market.
Education doesn't stop. I could be of an advanced age, but I feel I need more knowledge. Knowledge makes you do the right thing, makes you reason better, makes you serve your bosses better.
There are many other researches, deeper researches that have come up. So we need to enrich ourselves with the current information as journalists. That's the reason why I decided to go back.
Under their cohort team, Leave No One Behind, this dinner is a celebratory commemoration as they face their next challenge.
I'm so glad that I've reached this level because it's not easy. This is going to help us and our colleagues to add value to Uganda Broadcasting Corporation.
And we thank God for a gift of life, for a gift of education, for a gift of knowledge, and more important, wisdom, thank you. But more importantly, for the enabling environment at Uganda Broadcasting Corporation, because studies are not easy.
Yeah. The UBC graduates at the 22nd UMI graduation include Dr. Peter Kagwa with a postgraduate in Journalism and Communication Management, Miss Rosette Asimwe with a Master's in Finance and Policy, Mary Tumwikilize with a postgraduate in Journalism and Communication Management, Fred Chomohendo with a Master's in Management Science, Maureen Akatkunda with a postgraduate in Journalism and Communication Management and Public Administration and Management, Stella Nekesa with a Master's in Management Science of Information Security, Namukwaya Bridget with a postgraduate in Logistics and Procurement, William Chigongobero with a postgraduate diploma in Monitoring and Evaluation, Alfred Rabugahaya, Masters in Public Administration, Merab Cherotich Sozi, postgraduate in Journalism and Communication Management, and Diane Lillian Nakawesi, a Masters in Management Science. Wadulo Arnold Mark, UBC News, at 4 Points by Sheraton, Kampala.
Now, as we head back to the UACE jubilations, schools and students who sat for the 2024 UACE examinations that were released early this Friday are celebrating their success. SETA schools are among those that excelled. Let's hear more in this report.
At SETA High Mbalala campus, over 285 candidates sat, and out of these, 2 scored 20 and 19 points, performing better in sciences. The head teacher, Boniface Sebukalu, attributes this to teamwork and professionalism.
But I want to thank government that we have been able to receive the materials for the new curriculum, that is the course outline itself, which also details how we are supposed to engage learners in class and the activities that we are supposed to take them through. So we want to thank God.
It was a similar experience at SETA High Green campus, with 80 students scoring 20 points out of the 202 registered.
We are glad that out of all the 202 students have principal passes that will enable them proceed to institutions of higher learning.
At SETA High main campus, the headmistress Lilian Namulondo said 190 candidates sat for their USCE, 18 scoring 20 points, and she commended the new curriculum.
18 students scored 20 points, 26 scored 19, and 13 scored 18. We are we are the best. We did our best in most of all the faculties across.
We put our students first of all under the guidance of the Almighty God, the ever industrious teachers who are ever around on campus. Our students' discipline is the key, and then the facilities on the ground that enable the interaction. We have embarked on training our staff. We do collaborative teaching such that those with peculiar skills are able to transfer the skills to the other staff members.
Meanwhile, at St. John's Secondary School, Mukono, all the 90 students who sat for the examinations attained good grades that lead them to the next level of education and institutions of learning. Henry Sari, the headmaster, applauded the good working relationship between teachers, students and parents that has instituted the academic performance.
73 of these students qualify to go to the university, and all the 73 achieved the 3 principal passes. 28 students got 2 principal passes, and they also qualify to go to the university. Only 15 can go for other courses on diploma.
Wakiso Best Budo Senior Secondary School continued to excel with 8 candidates scoring 20 points.
It's been God who has enabled us to perform well, coupled with our good teachers and the discipline of the students. Then our head teacher, he has been good. Whatever we ask, he has been giving us.
I've been able to get 20 points, AAA, A in history, A in Islam, A in entrepreneurship, and the subsidiary points, GP and ICT.
I managed to get 20 points. I think I would like to thank my teachers for their effort and God, first of all. And I think the key to that is hard work. Put in the work and the results will surely come.
Meanwhile, at Nakawa Union Vision Secondary School, Mutungo, all the candidates passed with good scores, attaining 3 principal passes for university entry. The school community, led by head teacher Mary Namazi, celebrated the victory at the school.
2 learners with 19, we have 5 with 18, 4 with 17, 4 with 16, 15 they are 12, others are uncountable. All learners have got 3 principal passes out of the 70.
All by joy for the tremendous work done by the teachers and the students for not disappointing us. We thank our directors for supporting the school.
Thank the Lord for the success that He has granted unto me. I'm one of the best candidates. I got 19 points in PEM.
Maryland High School Entebbe also passed with good grades. Karen Nambali, who scored 20 points in PEM combination, thanked God and her teachers for facilitating her excellence.
And I got 20 points in my combination of physics, economics and mathematics. I would like to thank everyone who was by my side during the struggle, but I would like to thank God for He was with me through everything.
The deputy head teacher Joshua Setabi attributed the success to early completion of the syllabus.
School, we always make sure that we complete the syllabus early enough so that we get to revise with the students. We have very many programs. We allow students to discuss. We have teacher-led discussions. We always get our external facilitators to help the students.
So happy and excited for Karen because she, from childhood, she has always wanted to be an engineer and she has made it. We want to thank God for the opportunity, for what she has become. We are so excited.
Well, the director of the NRM mobilization, Rosemary Seninde, has been awarded a doctorate in management and administration from the Uganda Management Institute. Seninde's doctoral research delved in the relationship between educational structures and the career paths of secondary school students in Uganda.
The director in NRM mobilization, Rosemary Seninde, has been awarded a Doctor of Philosophy degree of Uganda Management Institute. Dr. Seninde's study offered valuable insights into how curriculum design, instructional methods, and assessment strategies can shape students' career decisions. The research emphasized the importance of aligning educational content with market demands to foster informed career choices.
So the report indicated that many of our graduates don't do the right work they're supposed to do, and the employers are not satisfied with their work. So I realized there is something to be investigated. So I came up with this research, and I want to thank God that I have been able to come up with findings. And of course, I have discovered that the biggest challenge we have is the methods the teachers use while teaching our students. Many of our students, because of the way they are taught, and the second issue is also about the assessment.
Speaking about her research, Seninde highlighted the role of education in national development. She advocated for reforms that would enhance the relevance and effectiveness of Uganda's education system, ensuring that students are better equipped to meet the demands of the modern job market.
We have realized that many of our students, for instance, one may have wanted to become a doctor, but because of the way the way the examinations were done, probably, and what he gains out of the examinations in terms of marks, it definitely affects their career choices. Because if one wanted to become a doctor and at the end of the day the results do not help them to get the course at the university for medicine, that means it definitely changes the child's choice.
The findings revealed that curriculum content, teaching methods and assessment practices significantly influence students' career development.
I wouldn't think there are specific subjects as such. Every subject is important, but what matters is how it is taught, how it is examined, and how this child is going to benefit from the choice he makes in regard to the course he wants to do at the higher institution of learning at the university vis-a-vis what he earns.
The study gathered data from key educational stakeholders, including the National Curriculum Development Center, the Uganda National Examinations Board, and selected secondary schools within Wakiso District. Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
Now, the Uganda People's Defense Forces have expressed concern over reports of alleged harassment and assault of journalists during Kawempe North by-election. The acting defense spokesperson, Colonel Chris Majezi, highlighted that the UPDF has launched an investigation into the events that led to this unfortunate situation.
On the ground, they are compiling a report. We have instituted the investigations, and we are going to review these incidents that happened yesterday thoroughly, with a view of ensuring that if there are some lack of judgment on our part, then we can harmonize that and much more effectively so that these incidents do not happen again. We have shared the working relationship for a long time, and it has not always been like this. So this suggests that there is something which happened. And there are many reports which are coming in of what could have happened, but I don't want to move myself ahead of time. We are going to study these events very closely, and those outcomes will guide our next course of action. The security forces and the members of the media need to sit down and agree on our work methods. For instance, under normal circumstances, even in other parts of the world, members of the media are usually in the same line or behind the security forces or law enforcement officers. They are either with them or behind them. Here in Uganda, it's a bit different. The media are usually embedded with the wrongdoers or rioters or whichever group is trying to cause chaos. They are intermingled with them, which is very odd.
Come on, mo pocket, tambula body street, issues are my target. We are what? Unstoppable. We are what? Unstoppable. I'm in a plantation, but on a global mission, internet ambition, full condition. We are what? Unstoppable. We are what? Unstoppable. Oro cash is gone, netaga yo karoni, nigga mukafoni, money in the zone. We are what? Unstoppable. We are what? Unstoppable. We are good.
With you and MTN together, our ambition is unstoppable.
We are what? Unstoppable!
Amazina ganje Inyetekwa Seruhanga John Bosco Induga mu district ya Rukungiri byo muhanguzi wa miliyoni 18 na Uganda National Rotary nzahangwire urwo mu kuzana star 278 ngafuna message eriko reka mu muhanguzi nashemererwa konka nabaza kugira ngo nedi y'abafere sente ziriyo zone bakaziteka ngo nazihangwire.
Uganda National Lottery. Dream, play, win.
Participants must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. The Uganda National Lottery is operated by Ituba Uganda and regulated by the National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board.
Step into a world of excellence, comfort and pride with Royal Foam Furniture, crafted to perfection right here in Uganda. We bring you state-of-the-art living room furniture and bedding products at affordable prices. Our wide variety of mattresses include orthopedic, pillow top, spring mattresses suitable for institutions like hotels and many others for home comfort. With every piece telling a story of royal excellence, our products are built with the highest quality materials made to last. Experience royalty with Royal Foam Furniture, proudly made in Uganda, so buy Uganda and build Uganda. Visit our showrooms at Ginger Road, Chambogo Junction, Bukoto Chisasi Road, and on Victoria Mall, Entebbe, on the first floor.
When you want to relax your body and refresh your mind, welcome to Hotel La Confidential, Aroa's premier destination for luxury luxury and comfort. The only hotel in Arua City offering a serene atmosphere, breathtaking scenery. Come and discover our exclusive wellness club with packages that include a fully equipped gym, a rejuvenating sauna, steam bath, and a great sky blue swimming pool. For events, our state-of-art conference halls and versatile event spaces are perfect for hosting shows, wedding receptions, birthdays, and more. Come and enjoy our cinema hall and unisex saloon, all designed to meet your entertainment and grooming needs. Bring your family and let your kids splash around in our beautiful kids water park. We are located on Arua Pakwachi Highway in the heart of Arua City. Don't wait. Visit us on www.hotelconfidential.com or call us on 0761 688 181.
Now, as we join the second segment, High Court Criminal Division in Kampala has set 11th April 2025 to deliver its ruling in Dr. Kizza Besigye and Haj Obed Rutale's bail application. Friday, court, however, allowed the accused to present sureties to court, and prosecution will make its reply on the bail application on 19th March 2025.
Following their prolonged detention last year on charges related to treason and misprision of treason, which were preferred against them at Nakawa Chief Magistrates Court, the accused retired Colonel Dr. Kizza Besigye and Haji Obed Rutale applied to High Court Criminal Division in Kampala to be released on bail. The bail application, in which they filed in court on 27 February 2025, prosecution led by Chief State Attorney Richard Vomboka requested court to be granted 2 weeks to allow them respond to the bail application.
My Lord, why? Because we served on the 11th day of March in the evening with multiple affidavits, actually close to 10. Okay. And my Lord, in those affidavits, there are so many serious issues which require serious which we couldn't make within a spell of 1 day. As such, we are seeking an adjournment.
The prayers were, however, objected by the applicant's legal team, led by lawyer Ernest Kalibal, on grounds that the requested time for prosecution is aimed at violating the accused's rights under Articles 23 and 28 of the Constitution of Uganda as amended.
It's a normal bail application. There is nothing extraordinary about it. And, my Lord, we need to bring to the attention of this honorable court that the liberties of the applicants is at stake and has been curtailed since the 16th of November last year. We are in March. We humbly pray, my Lord, you be pleased to uphold the spirit of Article 23 in regards to the civil liberties of an individual which are paramount, which are actually next to the right to life.
In rejoining, the prosecution had this to say.
My Lord, these 2 weeks will enable us, one, to do a verification on the sureties and all the averments in the affidavits. And my Lord, this was unique. This application was unique in a way that our applicants, the sureties also saw affidavits, making a response in a quick manner wouldn't be a good reflection of a representation of our client to the state.
In delivering her ruling, Judge Comfort Rosette Kania declined to grant the prosecution prayers. However, directed parties on how to file submissions to court starting on 19th March 2025, and court will deliver a ruling on 11th April 2025. However, court allowed the applicants to present their sureties. Dr. Kizza Besigye presented 4 sureties, among them Honorable Semujung Nganda, Member of Parliament for Kira Municipality, Honorable Hoda Muhindo, MP for Bukonjo East, Honorable Francis Mwejuche for Buheju, Honorable Francis Mwejuche for Buheju, and Honorable Nicholas Kamara, Member of Parliament for Kabale Municipality. Those who stood sureties for Haji Obed Rutale include Hajati Najita Halima Lutale, wife to Haji Obedi Lutale, lawyer Sewanga Muhumuza, brother to the accused, and Nafoka Zora, a daughter to the accused. Retired Dr. Kizabe CJ, Haji Obedi Lutale, are facing charges of treason and misprision of treason. The offences prosecution alleges that were committed in Kenya, Greece, Switzerland, among other countries, that were further remanded to Rosela government prison. Deborah Namamonde, Viola Nance Subuga, UBC News.
Now, thank you both. Now, the second edition of the Queen's Ball was launched on Thursday at Bulange Mengo. The event, presided over by Her Royal Highness Nabagedeka Sidivian Najinda, was graced by like-minded partners. The Nabagedeka Fund of the Nabagedeka, in partnership with I&M Bank, will hold the second Queen's Ball, a prestigious dinner event aimed at shining a light on mental health.
Her Royal Highness, the Nabagereka of Buganda, Silvia Najinda Luswata, has said that mental health affects everyone directly or indirectly and calls for combined efforts to combat it.
We are committed to supporting various causes that contribute to the holistic development of individuals and communities in Uganda. Last year, the fund hosted its first Queen's Ball and launched its inaugural mental health campaign. Now, through this initiative, we reached thousands of people across various media platforms, including radio, television, and X and web spaces, space discussions. We ignited conversations that had long been silenced. We amplified lived experiences and, most importantly, reassured many that they are not alone. Mental health and wellness are not solitary journeys. They need community, understanding, and a commitment to stand united. Healing occurs when we support one another during the darkest times, when we listen, share laughter, extend kindness, and refuse to let anyone suffer in silence or alone. As the Nabagereka, I draw strength from the people who surround and support me, from those who assist me in my daily tasks to those who consistently stand by the causes I champion. You all exemplify the power of community. None of us can accomplish this work alone, and I want to express my gratitude to each and every one of you for your support.
Speaking at the event, I&M Bank Chief Business Officer Gibson Nangono stated that the Queen's Ball's focus on mental health is remarkable because it shines a light on an often overlooked issue and encourages open conversations about it.
I&M Bank is delighted to continue the collaboration with the Queen's Ball because it's a very vital initiative, one that is a shining light on mental health. The collaboration gives us as an organization an opportunity to support such an important cause. The Queen's Ball's focus on mental health is remarkable because it shines a light on an often overlooked issue and encourages open conversations about it. It's a great way to support those dealing with mental health challenges, to reduce stigma, and cultivate a sense of community and understanding. This year's theme, Healing Minds, is not only very relevant, but also very timely. It reminds all of us that we need to take care of our mental and emotional well-being.
The Queen's Ball, under a campaign called Healing Minds, is to help those dealing with mental health issues.
In doing this, Your Royal Highness, you're adding to the efforts of the Ministry of Health, of government, to try and improve the mental health of the citizens through creating awareness around mental health to reduce stigma and in promoting the wellness of all Ugandans, especially young people. Ministry of Health, working with public service, have now created jobs in the lower health facilities, right up to Health Center 3. We propose that we should have psychiatric nurses, counselors, social workers, right at the lower level. And this,
founded by Her Royal Highness Nabagereka Slivia Najinda Luswata, Nabagereka Fund has been a beacon of hope since its establishment in October 2022, providing essential assistance in areas such as mental health, education, healthcare, and economic empowerment. Marion Awori reporting for UBC.
Now, the Minister for ICT and National Guidance, Dr. Chris Baryomansi, says circumstances under which journalists were attacked by security attackers and suspected goons will be assessed on its own merit. However, he was quick at revealing that whereas the outcomes of the investigations may take a little bit longer, the army and the police have their own internal mechanisms of disciplining their own officers.
The fracas at the just concluded Kawempe North by-elections left many wounded. The wounded included journalists from different media houses, members of parliament, and many more. National Unity Platform President Robert Kyagulanyi has today visited a number of wounded people from different hospitals. These included journalists.
You've seen what they did to members of parliament and even new journalists.
Those journalists, we are going to find out. I have put in place a machinery to find out exactly what happened. But what I suspect is that those individual journalists must have crossed the line somewhere.
Kyagulanyi condemned the alleged assault of journalists, leaders, and other people that were allegedly assaulted by security forces.
We condemn this torture, but we also want to use this opportunity to shine a light on the reasons for brutality in those particular places. Kazwangola, Mbogo, see in Kazwangola, that's where the biggest population of voters is.
Because covering the voting process is not a crime, it is lawful. So a journalist should not just be harassed or beaten simply because he is covering the voting process. There must have been something which triggered that kind of confrontation, which we shall find out. Because
he appreciated the people of Kawempe North for keeping the vote. The hospitalized members of parliament narrated their stories and how they were arrested. They are currently admitted at Lubaga Hospital receiving treatment.
What we mean by people power, they exercised their power, and the people power is that exactly what happened in Kawempe. We thank them for voting and protecting their vote. In our exercise, we were taken away by security operatives, UPDF in particular. We were dragged into drones, tortured in there. We were dragged into drones at around 10, but we left the drones at around 6 p.m.
Julius Motebi Nsubuga, the Chira municipality mayor, also narrated his story of assaults made on him and his colleagues. He is currently admitted at Nsambia Hospital.
Grabbed us one by one, so I was taken also violently and I was really beaten. They loaded us into that drone. They drove away for about a kilometer in that sweltering sunshine around that time. And we stayed there sweating as they beat us and blindfolded us. That happened, the ordinary police were just looking on, nothing. They were not trying to prevent anything from happening. Very honest, as I said, we entered something that we knew and these things happened. But I want to really, really congratulate the people of Kawempe.
The National Unity Platform president was accompanied by the leader of the opposition in Parliament, Joel Senyonyi, and the party's General Secretary, Lewis Lumongoya. Jane Nyiramcha reporting for UBC.
Now let's talk about the aftermath, where members of Parliament have cited that the Kawempe Division North constituency by-election is a clear indication that the people have spoken and their vote truly matters. While there were reports of altercations involving security agencies, including harassment of journalists and MPs, the MPs have emphasized that these incidents do not reflect what to expect in the upcoming 2026 general elections.
I declare Limbazi Elias Naukola, who has obtained the largest number of votes.
Members of Parliament believe the results in the Kawempe North by-election are an evidence of the country's democratic process.
It is a very, very key win that we needed badly as we go into 2026 general elections.
A manifestation of our
and when people speak, we who are veteran NRM respect that.
However, no discussion of the Kawempe by-election would be complete without addressing the violence and intimidation faced by citizens, including journalists from various security agencies.
Condemn in the highest manner possible the violation that was exhibited onto Ugandans, the journalists who were at work, the Ugandans who turned up to vote, to exercise their right to vote.
MPs have expressed dissatisfaction of these actions, however acknowledging the need to maintain law and order during the election process.
I think that was quite a bit wrong. But otherwise, forces being around.
And of course, our sports segment will come your way at 10 o'clock. My name is Patricia Lukoma Mpango, and we have been with Senyomo Yusuf on Sign Language. Thank you so much for being a part of us. A very good evening to you, but don't miss 10 o'clock. Bye-bye.